to another episode of Holes and Hunts. Johnny581 here, back with some more gaming goodness. To start, found a Super Nintendo game. It's Nickelodeon's Guts for $3.99 at a Savers. Not the rarest game. I never actually played it, but I figured it seemed like it could be fun, and wasn't too common, wasn't too rare. Just don't see this one too often. So give it a shot. Then, what else do I have here? Went out to some flea markets with LC. Check out his channel link on my page. Again, when I was down in New York, been hitting up as many flea markets as we can. One not too far from his house at a church parking lot. Guy said he would do 2 for $5 and whatever was on the table, and he had a few video games, so I didn't have these for the N64. Forsaken 64 and Dual Heroes. Never played either. Forsaken I see around a lot. Dual Heroes I haven't seen around in a while, so just grabbed it. Then, let's see. Went to Green Acres Flea Market in Valley Stream, New York. And this guy looked like he just got a storage unit and just had bags all over the place. He didn't know what he had. Like, it was just a mess. We were digging through it and found a few games. He had nothing priced because he didn't know what he had, and I asked him how much he was doing, and at first he said $5 each, and I looked at him, and he handed them back to me. I just kind of put them back. He goes, alright, $5 for both. So we got Smackdown, the original one for the PS1, complete, clean copy, and time prices. Both fun games, and the price was right. Then walking around, same flea market, I found it was just a table that looked like it had some media on it, so I walked over there to check. There were really no video games at all, just CDs and movies, but the 3DO logo caught my eye, and it was still factory sealed. It's Sarbadillo. The guy thought it was a music CD, and I just said, oh, how much is it? And he goes, oh, $1. So I do not have a 3DO. I may never get a 3DO, but for $1, factory sealed game, it's probably not even a good game. Looks like some kind of first-person exploration game by the graphics on the back. Figured to just pick it up, something different. And hitting up some garage sales in New York. Went to one of Craigslist said video games. We get there and there's really not any games laying around, but then I saw a box with some Atari stuff in it. And it was just some wires and controllers. I already had the 2600, but there was not even a system there. But I did see some games, some loose and then some that were in box, and the lady said she'll do 50 cents each. So I grabbed Combat, which I think came with the original 2600. I love the Atari boxes because they have these great painted art on the front, and it really does. And the back has no representation of how primitive the game really is. I'm not going to take the games out, but the booklets are all in here, and whatever inserts it came with, the Atari Force comics, all that. But yeah, just a really cool cover, and the game so simple. But at the time, it couldn't hold the candle to the arcade, but it was still good. Just when the Nintendo came out and blew it away. So that's Combat. Here is Air Sea Battle. Box is not as good as Combat, but still good. And 50 cents each, can't go wrong. What's funny here is you can see here's a Super Breakout. Breakout games are always amazing, and this kind of gives you a look at what the game looked like. But then they added this cool image below. Here we have looks like the game. I can't tell what the original price was, but I'm guessing it's probably like $37.99, unless it was another $27.99 sticker. But you can see $27.99, then $22 on sale, and I paid 50 cents for. So you get the hint that the Atari games at certain locations are just as expensive as some budget titles today. It's funny how some things never change, or maybe they do change. And then we got an Atari game catalog from 1981. So I used to like looking at these because you had all the boxes here to show you like what's coming out, and you can see like Superman. And so she gave me whatever booklets were laying around, and here's breakout. And they do give you screenshots, which is fair, but then next to it you have these fancier illustrations. And I don't know. I still like the Atari. It has a lot of flaws, but it's what I grew up on. We got football, which did not look anything like this, if you remember it. The box is a little beat up. Awesome classic here. We have Space Invaders. So everybody knows Space Invaders. Little thing on the artwork in the front. Then we have bowling, which also did not look like this. All those were 50 cents each. And what else do I have here? A different version of the catalog. So here's the Superman game, which you can see the screenshot there. Nothing to really look at. Then here's a Atari 2600 owner's manual. I think I have one of these laying somewhere. And that was a fancy little adapter we used to have to use when you have to lift the screws in the back of the TV and put the bolts below it. It was a pain in the neck. Here's another 1981 catalog. This one's a little different. Just pick a random page here. And the booklet for bowling, which I'm guessing wasn't in the box, so I just grabbed it. That same yard sale, she had some vinyl records in a bin. Nothing too good, but they were 50 cents also, so I grabbed classic Prince Purple Rain. These all had the inserts and the records were clean. Here's Roger Daltrey, Under a Raging Moon. Here's another Roger Daltrey album, One of the Boys. And here's a great Peter Gabriel album, which I don't even know which album this one is. Oh, Mercury, right? Okay, this had Games Without Frontiers, which is one of my favorite solo songs of his. They were 50 cents each, and it's a nice yard sale. Did pretty good there. Thank you for watching. Please rate, comment, and subscribe.